Okay. We will be taking questions from both local, Rwandan press, Ugandan press, and then a question from the international press.
Thank you. My question is for President Kagame. Mr. President, my name is Mandy Rousseau. I'm from City Press newspaper in South Africa. We've seen in South Africa a situation where General Nyamwasa is currently in a situation where he's in a court case involved in which there are allegations that a shooting that happened your administration had a hand in that. We're seeing here in Kigali an opposition leader, Victoire Ingabire, who's been jailed recently. And in the context of this, I'd like to know, what is your sense of opposition in Rwanda? Do you think that the sense that the opposition space is closing is correct? And how would you comment on the state of opposition in the country in general? Thank you.
Yeah, but I think those two issues that probably you are mixing up. The court process, which is justice per se, when there are areas of accountability, when people are held legally accountable for their actions, this is a matter of course, and we should leave it to the courts to decide and tell us what the matter is about and the responsibility of the people before the courts of law. So, but if you want to mix it up with politics, then that's your choice. That's another issue. The court case in South Africa involving Nyamwasa and others mainly accused, because they are accused in the case of Nyamwasa. These are people that are still appearing before the court. I can't talk for what the case is going to turn out to be, because it is before the courts. What do you want me to say about it? If those that are accused will be found guilty, then the courts and the whole process will tell us what the matter is. And as you said, it was an issue of the shooting case of Nyamwasa. He was shot in South Africa, or there was an attempt to either kill him or something in South Africa. It wasn't here. So there are many elements you can look at. Why would somebody be shot in South Africa? Or is he the first that is being attempted or shot in South Africa? Maybe you have tens of thousands of cases there, but that have nothing to do with Rwanda. This one had to do with Rwanda because it was against somebody who had come from Rwanda. Now, so therefore that case is to be seen differently as to the reasons, looked at differently as to the reasons why is Nyamwasa in South Africa in the first place. Nyamwasa was an official of government initially before he ran to South Africa, and he ran there because he ran into problems with the issues of accountability. All of us are held accountable here in Rwanda. There is nobody who is above the law or reproach if there are issues to be raised. All of us, including the president and so on. So if Nyamwasa was being held accountable as all other Rwandans are to be held accountable, and he decided to resolve that by running away, then I don't think it is an issue to say is government doing this or is government. So what the government is doing is to insist on holding people accountable whenever and wherever they need to be held accountable. On that one, there are no apologies about it. It's how the system here runs. I am sure it is how systems in other places run as well, including in South Africa, where Nyamwasa is. About Ingabire again, I think you really have facts from how the court case, if you cared to have facts, you should be having them, reading from how the court case has been proceeding. Ingabire is accused of specific things, is charged, very clear. And she has appeared in the court of law several times. You want to know about her collaboration with the genociders in the Congo and elsewhere, her own contributions towards that, the evidence found here, found in the Congo, found in the Netherlands, in Holland, where she came from, and all obtained through legal means and through proper channels within collaboration of the legal and the judicial institutions of these countries. That is there laid before the court. Do you want to argue about whether these cases she has been involved in matters that she should be held accountable for before the court of law? It's your take that one would be waiting for, but relating to what is going on before the courts once again. So how you mix it up with the opposition with this, well, if you are a mass murderer or connected with a mass murderer, or mass murderers, and you decided to look at this as a political matter or as an opposition politics matter, again, it's up to you. I don't know where you come from in that thinking yourself, but where I come from, and the life some of us have lived, then we take the matter seriously. I am sure you would take the matter seriously, or you do, but you prefer to look at it differently in your case as in my case, you want to treat it differently. That's another issue. So now, the opposition. Let me run you through quickly the politics here in this country. We have a constitution that recognizes rights of every citizen, the rights of the people of Rwanda. We have built our country, our governance systems, our legal systems, based on many things, but particularly and most importantly on the choices of Rwandans, and looking at where we have come from, our history, our different problems that have affected us. We have encouraged consensus building, we have encouraged politics that respect people's views, irrespective of whether they are different from other people's views. Political pluralism is very well defined and enshrined in our constitution, and we respect that. We have different political parties in the country, about 10 of them. Maybe it would have been more democratic in some definitions to have 200 of them, even though I realize in some places where they claim to be developed in democracy, they may have only 2 parties. So I'm still confused about the numbers, which add up to being more democratic, which you may help me to understand at a later stage. So we have competitive politics, elections. We have a parliament that has different parties represented who have been competing openly and freely, and so on and so forth. But all these have very clear elements that relate to our specific circumstances and history and choices of Rwandans. That's very critical. I'm sure there are things you will find in South Africa that are specific to South Africa that don't happen the way they happen in other places. So I think Rwandans are very happy with what we have.